What it do, y'all? This is part two of chapter 9, which is Capitalism Gone Wild, Exhibit A, the Bob Johnson Effect. And where do we leave off? Trying not to say where do we leave off? Barack Obama. Black people didn't believe that Barack Obama was a serious candidate until he won Iowa, and white people knew that this guy was for real. So in a lot of black people's eyes, once Barack Obama got the approval from white people, black people's like, oh, white people with it. Oh, we with it too. Which brings me to a paragraph. A little sentence. What is it, 2 or 3 sentences? Watch this. The truth is that loving oneself is incredibly difficult for an individual or a group of people who have been oppressed. Deep down, one can develop a love and respect for his oppressor that leads him to, partly out of fear, seek the validation of his oppressor. Now watch this. Dr. Boyce is a doctor of finance. He could do everything Susie Orman does. You know how everybody watch Susie Orman and Susie Orman, you've been denied, do all that stuff. But CNN would only invite him on there, on CNN, to talk about black issues. And Dr. Boyce is like, man, I'm a doctor of finance. I can talk about money too. But in white America, black people are only seen as criminals, athletes, and entertainers. So, I mean, he would be on CNN to talk about other stuff other than money. Talk about entertainers, criminals, and athletes. Then Dr. Boyce was like, man, I'm going to start my own thing. But he got the validation. Like, he was on CNN, so he was on TV. So that showed, that gained the credibility of people. So he was like, man, I'm going to start my own website, yourblackworld.com. And he jumped on there, started his own website. And, you know, a lot of other people was like, man, that's racism. That's reverse racism. And Dr. Boyce says, man, nah, fam, I could go here and create my own platform. I can do whatever I need to do on here. I can talk about what I need to talk about. You know, I can, with me building my own, I'm able to speak about what I need to speak about. You can't keep me in a box. Okay, and he also says that segregation for a while is good for black people. We need to get out the way, come get ourselves right, fix our own thing. That way we could come back to the table and have something to offer and demand more power, right? And he compared it to like being in an abusive relationship. You know, once the woman decides to take a step back and leave the relationship, the guy that's doing the beating is going to be like, wait a minute, why are you leaving? You got it good here. We got something good going on. Then the woman be like, nah, fam, I'm tired of this. I'm going to leave this. Like, I don't want this anymore. And that's basically what he's saying black people need to do. We need to leave, go get ourselves together, then come back. You know, build our own thing, then come back. Flexing on these boys. But you know, and it brings me to another example he gave. He said educated black people shouldn't see black people acting foolish on TV and just be like, oh, that set us back, that hurts the race. You know, and he gave the example of Flavor Flav. And he's like, if Flavor Flav wants to be a comedian, whatever, you know, that's him. If that's what he wants to do. Because white people don't look at them guys on their show Jackass. They don't look at them and be like, oh, they set white people back. You know, they're allowed to have comedians. You know, they don't look at Paris Hilton, you know, back in that time when she was getting arrested all the time. And, you know, they don't look at her and feel like she set them back, so we shouldn't look at them. Like, you know, Dr. Boyce saying black people should be able to, you know, we should be able to be creative and you know, get outside the box like everybody else. We should be able to be versatile like everybody else, you know. But what happens is the people behind the camera who control mainstream media, that's all they're putting in front of you. So this is how, oh, black people, this is all this is the only way black people act. You know, they wear gold teeth and wear these chains and all this, and you know, this is black people. And we, as black people, I've done it myself, I look at that and be like, man, you know, stereotypes, blah, 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 we fighting against this. But he's saying white people do it too. White people just don't look at it like that. Because, of course, they have more images of them owning stuff on TV also. I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. This part 2. You know, we almost finished with part 2 with chapter 9. But what do we have? Yes, just to go back to go back to the point I made about Dr. Boyce saying we should separate for a while. I'm gonna hit you with this, then I'm gonna go. Oh, here we go. It is inequality which leads us to start our own stuff. That is also why we must have our own stuff in this capitalist democracy. In other words, the art of black institution building must be embraced by our community, which I agree with 100%. Let me see, do I need to give you a little bit more heat before? Man, that's good. Y'all should read this book, man. Go get Black American Money by Dr. Boyce Watkins. That was part 2 of chapter 9. I'm gonna get with y'all later on chapter 10. Bread Tuck Gang forever. I'm Black Royalty. Y'all mucho. Take it easy.